Mm. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a Porchlight podcast on the early morning. It is hold on. Let me turn that off here. Just got to check the sound. Sounds all right. So what is happening? What's happening? Generally, the Porchlight podcasts are supposed to be, when the Porchlight comes on, because it's about time for you all to go to bed. But I'm doing this one today early because, one, I'm going to be jumping on to some Mass Effect here shortly. I don't know if I'll stream it or not because I can't stream and talk to people. It's a pain in the ass when you're trying to play an RPG. I haven't learned how to do that yet. And I play drums. I should be able to separate the talking from playing. But trying to drive an RPG is hard to do. So I'm going to jump back on that and watch a couple movies I rented this afternoon. And shout out to everybody out there again on the left coast to the east coast that are around the world: Australia, Scandinavia, Germany, England. Let's see, I think a couple people are listening to me in Dubai. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Japan, what's up, world? It is, I said, 10:30 here. It is, I believe, over in the UK, it may be, about 3:30, 4 o'clock over there. So I had to look real fast. But just want to give a big shout out to everybody here, everybody in the chat, everybody that's going to be listening today, and everybody who will be listening later on. I like to say, hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's going on over there, Sonny? I see you. So, do it here. Some news here. D23 wrap-up, which was stunning. Yesterday, everybody. I mean, they showed everything. They showed, they actually got people real good. So check out what they did over here. D23, they pull people into and there's no cameras. There's nothing allowed at D23. You can't take anything into the conferences that they're not live streaming. So check this out. They're talking about, we got something special for you guys. It's the 10-year anniversary of the MCU. 10 years ago, Iron Man launched, and at the end of Iron Man, you had Samuel L. Jackson's character, Nick Fury, come in and ask Iron Man had he heard about the Avenger initiative. So, nevertheless, that's the way this started. And then, so it shows you a montage of the Iron Man movie and the Thor movie, all the MCU movies, Hulk movie, Ant-Man. You see a montage of a little bit of everything, all the characters. It's all fun and stuff like that. Then it cuts to the Guardians of the Galaxy. And, of course, Guardians 2 came out, and everybody's kind of looking around apparently saying, well, we didn't see this footage in the movie. And but it turned out this was the trailer, the first teaser trailer for Infinity War, and it debuted yesterday at D23, and it's online now. You can go find out about it, but I'll tell you guys about it here really quickly. So in the Guardians of the Galaxy, at one point, Mantis says, and Mantis is the woman with the kind of antennae on her, and she says, "Oh, we're here," and so they start slowing their ship down, and then boom, they run into Thor, and Thor still has his short hair and all that stuff from Ragnarok, and it looks like he got his ass handed to him. So we now know how going to be, yeah, real quick there, Sonny in VR. Yeah, Mass Effect, I think, from what I played yesterday, and again, I played it with all the new updates, and they updated the facial animations and things like that. And it's now, I can officially say, it's not the same game I played in February or March when I bought it. So I recommend it, and it's only $29.99. What's going on, Savage? You're up early out there on the West Coast. To the movie, very quickly. So it cuts to Earth at that point, and you see Spider-Man's hair going up. It shows him on a school bus, shows his hair raising up on his arm, because now he has Spidey senses now. That's evolved to Spider sense. It shows him in the Iron Spider suit, you know, so he's gonna use both costumes in Infinity War. It showed what else did it show? It showed Black Widow. She now has blonde hair, allegedly. So it doesn't, you know, it showed her fighting somebody. It shows Wakanda getting ready to defend Wakanda. And so not go on the attack, but they'll just be in defense formation. So we got to see that. And it shows Captain America. He's got a full beard now, a la Logan and the rest of them that are growing beards. So he'll, you know, but again, Cap's on the run. So since he's on the run, he's growing a beard. So it shows Bucky. He's out there fighting the Winter Soldier. So it shows you some of the Avengers, but basically then it shows Thanos, who now has the Infinity Gauntlet. And he opens up a giant hole in the sky and literally pulls a part of the moon off the moon and is about to throw it at the Avengers that are there. And so, hey, they're going to get wrecked. I mean, remember, Infinity War is part 1 and part 2, I believe. So we'll have to just wait and see how that goes. But you can expect more of this at Comic-Con. Remember, Comic-Con is next Saturday. It's next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a huge show. Marvel's going to be there with Black Panther and Thor Ragnarok. You'll probably get a official Black Panther trailer this weekend, an official one. We had a teaser. We may have a little more. We should get an official one, but they're going to really push Thor Ragnarok because Thor Ragnarok comes out in a few more months. Also, DC will be there. Remember, DC, the last 2 Comic-Cons has ruled it. I mean, they have absolutely dominated it. So we may get another Justice League trailer, things like that. DC tried to come out with some soft prints of Justice League after Black Panther and them did theirs on Entertainment Weekly. I get my facts right here. Entertainment Weekly, that magazine, and it just didn't. Nobody reported on the DC stuff. I mean, once again, I said before, you know, DC is just their comic books I feel are better, but their movies just aren't as good. And since we are much more visual and we're quick to just see things, see and hear things much faster, Marvel has done a better job than DC. And that's no diss on DC. Marvel's done a much better job. So yeah. So they did have a E3. Yeah, they did a D23 Savage. And like I said, bro, the way they did it was smooth because they showed a montage of all the MCU movies. So you just thought you were watching a montage. But apparently, like I said, it shows Spider-Man. It showed Iron Man getting his ass handed to him. Thanos was about ready to kill him in the trailer. It shows Bucky fighting. It shows Cap's got a beard now. All the Avengers that did not sign the Accords, they're officially war criminals. That's what's in the Spider-Man movie. That's what that gym teacher said. I'm pretty sure he's a war criminal now, but whatever, you know. So and you got to remember, there were several Avengers that did not sign that Accord. You know, Black Panther didn't sign the Accord. Cap didn't sign it. Of course, Bucky didn't sign. Anybody that was Team Cap, you know, Falcon, Sam, he didn't sign. Ant-Man didn't sign. Now, they broke out. Remember, at the end of Civil War, this is a spoiler alert, Cap came and broke them out. So, yeah. You haven't seen it yet. You're not going to see it because it's not, they couldn't record it. You will probably see it at Comic-Con. They'll probably release that trailer again. I'm just breaking it to you right now. That's why you come here, to get good, accurate information. I'm letting you know there is a tease trailer for Infinity War. So yeah, so that looked, I mean, like I said, a friend of mine who went out there, remember, 2 friends of mine went out there. They said it looked stunning, what it looked like for the tease trailer, for the tease. So and they're coming out with a toy line and stuff like that. So and you got to understand, they show at D23, they show the entire Disney, Pixar, MCU lineup, and they've got like 40 movies. So check out some of the movies. They're remaking Mary Poppins. I mean, I know you all don't have kids, but we're getting the Mary Poppins remake. They showed that. we're getting a Incredibles 2, which it may be too late for the Incredibles, you know, because it's like 10 years in the making. Because these are Disney Pixar. We're getting Toy Story 4. Okay. We're getting, I think the people who did Monsters, Inc., that studio is part of Pixar. They're doing something else. Yeah, they also were getting a Wreck-It Ralph 2. Yeah, the Friday at D3 was nothing but animation announcements, just a shit ton. The Jungle Book, which I did watch on Netflix the other day, the Jungle Book did so well. They've greenlit a ton of Disney animated movies to go into live action. Same guy that directed Jungle Book, Jon Favreau, he's the guy that plays Happy in the MCU. He plays Tony Stark's, you know, that assistant, whatever you want to call it. Not Pepper, but the other guy that's with him. Spider-Man 2, the guy that's officially technically managing Spider-Man. You know, that's the guy that directed Jungle Book. He was also in a movie called Deep Impact that came out like in 1998. That's the first movie I saw him in. So, but yeah, they teased Wreck-It Ralph 2 as well. Yeah, they've greenlit a shit ton of stuff. So Disney's anime, you know, you got to understand the way Disney's set up. Kathleen Kennedy is in charge of the animation, not animation. She's in charge of the Star Wars stuff. They got a guy that's in charge of just the Pixar and Disney animated stuff as well. So that's just what they've done. And Kevin Feige is in charge of the Marvel stuff. So, and they all report. Bob Iger does the Star Wars stuff, and he oversees a little bit of the Marvel stuff. So, but Bob Iger's probably got so much money. If you go up to him and ask him for a dime, he'd be like, "Yeah, here you go, bro." So, and also down there, they're opening Star Wars Land, and it's going to look like Mos Eisley, which is the city that Luke Skywalker's from. It's supposed to look somewhat like Mos Eisley, then look a little bit like Coruscant. So it's going to be cool. They're going to have monorails. It's going to be cool. It's the engineers out there are going to be working for years, but they announced that as well. You know, and again, the people out in California, you better go. I'm jealous. You all need to go. Somebody needs to go out there and get a job and take pictures. Yeah, I would love to be a tour guide at Star Wars Land. You know, that's all I can say. You give me that job forever. A friend of mine works at Disney. She quit her job as a nurse, and went to Disney World in Florida and became a tour guide at Epcot. That's her job. She goes to work. She rides over on a monorail, for Christ's sake. She gets 50% off of the hotels that Disney owns. She gets 30% off of Disney cruises. I need to go get a job with them. I don't care if I got to clean the toilet. So, but D23. Let me get back into that because that's part of the what I'm doing here now. Let's get into the big announcement at D23 yesterday wasn't Spider-Man, which I thought it would be, wasn't Star Wars Battlefront, which had a significant when they opened with Star Wars Battlefront, but this Kingdom Hearts 3 looked fine. I mean, looked amazing. I mean, what can we say about that? And when they shrunk them down and they're fighting in the kids' room, and it looked like a fucking cartoon. It did. It looked like a cartoon. It's like they put the Pixar animation in it, and then it showed Buzz Lightyear and Woody and all the guys from Toy Story, the green dinosaur, the pig. It showed all them. That stole the show. That was best in show. It stole the show. It sealed it. Now, I think they were a little bit overboard with the whole green man. Green people coming out, the army people marching around. I thought they went a little overboard. I thought that was silly, but it was phenomenal. It blew me away. So yeah, I may actually look into buying that. And it's got the live stream I was watching on Twitch. That's all people were waiting to see. They didn't give a rat's ass about Spider-Man. They thought it looked cool. You know, but they didn't care about Star Wars Battlefront. They're like, Star Wars. But I mean, these people started crying. And you all can go online and just type in Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer reaction. You will see people crying. So this, and all I typed in the chat was But as soon as I saw the Toy Story stuff, I said that game is going to sell like gangbusters. Gangbusters. And it was an alpha, and it already looked like that. I'm like, are you kidding me? It looks like it's finished. But it's just in alpha, and it's coming out next year, and it looks stunning. I mean, I was just like, my God. You know, and it was on the PlayStation. Every game you saw at D23 yesterday was running on the PlayStation, whatever, Pro or whatever they were showing. I did show, let me move to the Spider-Man. They did have Insomniac come out there. They're working on this in Burbank and in North Carolina. It's a brand new story. You're not going to play a story that you ever saw before. He is 23 years old. It looks like the environment is going to be totally destructible. So they are really pushing the Havoc engine to no heights. They're using Havoc, Euphoria. All this is going to be in this game. Your guy, Mr. Negative, that's who he is fighting, Martin Lee. And huge cast, lots of characters, lots of villains. Will you see other Avengers in there? We might. Will that be DLC? We just don't know. But again, it comes out next year. And again, it looks stunning. It looks good. They showed some new footage of Peter Parker's bedroom. And they showed him fighting Wilson Fisk, a.k.a. Kingpin. But let me keep it 100 with you all. Let's see if, because one of the games is out where you play a superhero or a crime fighter, however you want to call it, is Persona 5. And you are actually in high school. That is part of the game. You're in high school, albeit in Japan, but that's part of the lore of the game, is that he is a high school student and he's out fighting crime at night. So let's see if they do Spider-Man where he has to go to school or something like that. You know, let's just wait and see how that works. So, but he's got a team working with him as far as he's got ground support. We saw that at E3. He's got some girl talking to him. Don't know if he's going to have any suit upgrades. That would be cool if you could go to Avenger Tower in the game. We'll have to wait and see. I don't want to be Jack Reacher. That's what I would like to see in the game. No, I'm not here to say. Here's the difference in, let me tell you the difference in speculating, honest, good old-fashioned speculating versus Jack Reacher. Honest, good old-fashioned speculating is what I just did, okay, with Spider-Man. I was honestly speculating, would there be DLC from, maybe we see some of the Avengers, because they said lots of characters and new villains, so we could get some DLC of the, now I'm not reaching by saying that. Here's why, because Sony is in a shared universe with Marvel, and part of the sharing is that Marvel will share characters in the Spider-Man universe because they're sharing stuff into the Marvel universe. So that's that's just deducing. It's still speculation, but I'm deducing that may be there. Jack Reacher would say it's going to be there no matter what. And then when it comes out and it's not there, they look and sound stupid. So, but let's move on here. But they showed with Spider-Man, so that looked pretty cool too. Again, that's coming out sometime next year, so boo-hoo, but it is what it is. They did show Star Wars Battlefront 2. They showed the woman I want to have my cinnamon baby, Janine Gavankar. They showed her character. She's from a planet named Vardis. She craves order. Her character thrives on order. So if you listened to me yesterday during the when I was doing the game thing, I'm just kind of recapping. But the character has her own theme. Again, the story, the campaign of it, they're really pushing the campaign to the point where I got people like my boy Rod. Shout out to my boy Rod Givens. But he's leery about buying the game. But look, John Boyega walked out on stage at D23 yesterday and endorsed the campaign, and that he's going to be in the campaign. Like, he will be a character in the campaign you might be able to use on the Rebellion side. He didn't say, but it showed them flying a TIE fighter. It looked phenomenal. It looked phenomenal. So should hit that. Yeah, everybody hit that like button for me, please. Yeah, so and again, I know my podcasts are impossible. Like, shout out to Porter Rock 77. He said you need a farmer's almanac to know what I'm going to podcast. But he's right about that. So because I never know, and I just get I just get a wild hair, and I get up and I start rolling on it. But else, again, it's going to be this. The story is canonized. It's going to show you what takes place between the Battle of Endor and the Battle of, I want to keep saying Jakku, but I don't think it was Jakku. Yeah, it's Jakku. I think in Star Wars The Force Awakens, Rey is from Jakku. I think that's the name of the planet. I could be wrong. Correct me. I should know that. I'm a Star Wars guy. She's got a squad with her. Her father is in charge of the stormtrooper unit. She is on Endor. She actually, this is canonized now. I'll tell you this. I'll break this to you now. Her character, Iden, was at the Battle of Yavin. She was trying to chase down the Y-wings that made the first run on the Death Star, but Vader picked them off. Her ship got clipped, and she ended up crash landing on Yavin, and she hid away. And then the rebels left Yavin 4, and then she got off the planet. That's the story. Now we'll have to wait and see how that, because they're coming out with the book as well. So you're going to have the game, you're going to have the book with more Star Wars lore. This game is going to sell like gangbusters. I mean, when they said they announced that yesterday, there's going to be a book with the character. That was a big announcement for us Star Wars fans, because now we have more stuff to add to the lore. Just kind of go with us on that. This game is going to sell like gangbusters. So also the guy, I don't know if you all watch Arrow, the guy that plays the lieutenant who always gets drunk all the time because Laura died, and then Black Canary's dead. Both Black Canaries are dead, but friggin' sorry, spoiler there. But he is in the game. Yeah, he'll be one of the voices in the game as well. So that's going to be cool to see that character. But again, the PS4 Pro, if you pre-order with PlayStation, you get a poster and all this kind of stuff, front and back. More collector stuff if you're a Star Wars person. I mean, again, we got a lot of stuff over there yesterday. I was extremely excited about it. So, and again, what can we say about Square Enix showing the miniature? I know it's going to sell a shit ton of toys. I mean, you're going to get Kingdom Hearts 3 toys now. You're going to get, you're getting a new Toy Story movie, and there are going to be characters in the game. I mean, my God, Disney has an embarrassment of riches. It is unfair what they got. Over there, it is unfair. So, but yeah, I was extremely ecstatic about it. I'm going to buy that game, and I don't even know what Kingdom Hearts is about, but I'm buying that game because I gotta buy the game. I gotta buy that game. So that really, anytime you show a game trailer and motherfuckers are crying, that's what I'm talking about. So let me go ahead and move into some gaming news here. Pro is speculatory from Michael Packner. This story is coming from where's this story coming from? Fire. Maybe Daily Star. I think Daily Star has got Michael Packner, the analyst that everybody seems to love and drives traffic. Pro may get a price cut. That's why I've got a question mark, because he thinks they may do it to combat the Xbox One X. So it is what it is. I don't know if it will or not. To me, it doesn't need to, but he is speculating that it may come down to $349. That's his speculation, okay? There's no official announcement from Sony. There's nothing in the woods to say they're going to do this. But if the Xbox X comes out and it looks like it's going to move in the numbers, because right now it's underperforming as far as I can't even say pre-orders, as far as traffic, people trying to find out about it. People aren't asking a whole lot about it. And I've talked to people at the Microsoft store. So, and they said, as far as where we are in Fayette County, where we are, where I live, there aren't a lot of people talking about it. But, ask yourself a simple question. Everybody ask themselves this. Let's just say you got an Xbox One S, okay? You have an Xbox One S, and you still have a 1080p TV because you have not saved up enough money to get a 4K TV with HDR. And this fall, November, you walk into the store and a 4K television is on sale for, well, whatever, $429.99. And it's a good one. It's a Samsung, 7 series TV, one of the ones on the back end, so it's closer to the 8s. And you can get it for $449 or $429, something like that. What do you think people are going to do? Are they going to buy the new Xbox? You already got one. You can still play the same games. Or are you going to buy the television set? Well, I personally believe people are going to buy the television set. Now what people will say is, well, why you got an Xbox One S? And before everybody starts coming in on me, why you got an Xbox One S and you don't have a 4K TV? That's stupid, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but maybe they did what I saw yesterday. Maybe they went to the pawn shop. And you can get an Xbox One S here in town for $175. $175, an Xbox One S at a pawn shop, 500 gigs for $175. Are you kidding me? What do you think people are doing? They're going to go buy the Xbox One S. So, it just, or, they're going to buy that thing. And also, people will buy the TV. So, okay, you're going to buy the Xbox One X at tax time. So you'll be getting it between February and April. So that's fine. I mean, I'm not here. Look, I'm not going to tell people what to buy. I can't stand people to do that. I'm not going to say you're stupid to buy one. I'm just saying that most consumers are not going to spend $500 on a console when you can go buy a new TV and you already got a gaming console. Whether you have the Pro or whether you have the, Xbox One S, so I'm just, and yeah, you're right. I mean, even the Blu-ray in the Xbox One S is better than the one that's in the original Xbox, the big green and white Xbox, so it is what it is. But will there be a price drop? We have to wait and see. I personally don't think that there's nothing out that I saw that said there was going to be. And let's just see if there is. And if there is, let's see if it works. I mean, I don't know if it's going to work or not. I think they need to drop the price on the VR. I mean, that's just my opinion. Drop the price on the VR. I mean, that right now, that should be $349. Or $329. I mean, this is my opinion, but Sony ain't listening to me. Big deal. So let's go ahead and move to CrackDown. CrackDown 3. I guess a lot of people saw the footage of CrackDown 3 and they got mad. And people were upset. Excuse me. People got upset and things like that. So it's you got 3 4K TVs. Wow. I need to do what he's doing. So, wow. Wait a minute. Do they all have HDR? Or did you get some of the ones that don't have HDR? Because there's a whole line out, like a Vizios, that don't have HDR. Because that's what people are taking back to the store. Because you can get a 4K TV and then just watch all your movies on a 1080p, like the Blu-ray player, and it'll upscale for you. I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm drinking lemonade, by the way. That's nothing. My adult beveraging is done. So, damn. The 43 inches of those, is that the Sony TVs? That 43-inch Sony? Damn, every other dude making some money right there. Yeah, that's why you should be one of my Patreons. But that's cool, man. Only HDR. Okay, so what TVs are 43? Or those are what kind of if you don't mind me asking, and you can just say, none of my business, but the 43-inch ones, what kind are? Oh, they're Sharps. Okay, the 65. What about the 65? So is that is a 65 like a Sony or something like that? Sharp as well. All right, so you're a Sharp man. All right, oh, that's cool. That's cool too. Yeah. Yeah, do you like your Sharp? How's that treating you, bro? he should send me a TV. Oh, I'm good. So, well, we've got it. When you're cohabitating, you get two of everything anyway. So, and that's why we got that Pro, because her LG Blu-ray player that was in the bedroom wasn't acting right. It was the movies were sticking, meaning that they would stop playing, and the little tray that comes out wasn't acting right. So when we went in, it was the end of January, maybe I think end of December, early January. We got a Pro because it's a Sony and it's a Blu-ray, and that's what she really wanted. And I got the benefit of playing some games on it because I had a PS4, and I just went ahead and traded in my PS4 and said, well, look, I will get this. We'll save a little money. So, and when we turned the box over, it had Mass Effect. I'm like, Mass Effect? Hell yeah. So it worked out for us no matter what. So, you got the Sharks for $199. So cool. Yeah, I mean, I was telling a friend of mine, it's as long as you got that HDR 10. I mean, you can set the TV. You have to be willing. I mean, this is hard for people to understand. You got to be willing to sit down and fool around with your TV till you get the best pictures, or you could actually go to the website. Like I went to the Samsung website, and that's what I did to set my TV. You know, but I'm telling you right now, like when I play Mass Effect, I got to put that in it. The setting on it is natural, whereas that when I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn, I got to put it in standard to get the features that I want. But it's cool, and I'm not complaining. So, but it's just I have to go back. Yeah, there is a 4K. Yeah. Somebody else bought that. Savage. I can't remember. Somebody else in the chat had bought one of those TVs, and it's actually a high-rated TV. For $599, yeah. And again, if that's the size you want, because see, for $600, you can get a. You have it set to Vivid. That's see in Samsung world that would be called dynamic. Dynamic is too bright for me. It's an unnatural light. So natural is what the people who built the TV want you to see things at. Standard is a little bit better than that though. But for me, because the world in Horizon Zero Dawn is so lush, I had to put it on standard. So, but that's me. I mean, that's just the way I set mine up. Everybody's different. I'm not here to say mine is better. You know what I'm saying? So, but mine probably is better. But just kidding with you. but yeah, my TV is fine. I have a 40-inch Samsung, so 4K HDR, and Samsung put a patch in on their TVs to get all their 8-bit HDRs up to 10. So I don't know how they do it, but they did it. So, but yeah, Savage is right about that TV, and apparently that's a high-rated TV. There's a Vizio that's out. A friend of mine, shout out to William. He bought a Vizio yesterday, and he ended up taking it back. He's going to take it back. Well, he's taking it back here. I guess Best Buy opens at 1 o'clock because it does not have HDR on it. He thought he got a steal. He called me up at 8:45 that night talking about he's going to break it out. I said, wait a minute, what kind is it? And I looked it up. And I'm like, oh, bro, you got to take that shit back. You ain't got HDR. And it was a 50-inch Vizio M series, and it looked. I mean, I saw that it got like the first marking was four stars. I'm like, it got 4 out of 5. Then it had a 1. It's like it doesn't have HDR. Oh, bro, that shit ain't got HDR, man. You got to take that shit back. So he's taking it back this morning. So wife is mad as hell at him. Well, she just knew she was going to be watching some movies on it, and he didn't even want to take it out of the box. She was like, well, it's not going to make that big a difference. I'm like, shit. Shit, yes, it will. So it will make a difference. So, but let me move on here. So CrackDown 3, yeah. The footage that we're seeing from CrackDown 3 is not in 4K, allegedly. Apparently, Gamescom next month, they will have the 4K build of it so that people can, because they're going to go, people will get their hands on it next month. All the units that are out will start coming out for people to start kind of fooling around with, because at that point, August, September, October, they're roughly 90 days from launch. Also, Gamescom is opposite of Uncharted, the Uncharted DLC. It's the 22nd. So Microsoft will be doing that, and the Sony cats will be playing Uncharted. So it's weird how that works. But Sony will be, I think, at Gamescom as well. Just they'll have a small setting there. They'll have a smaller thing. Yeah, Mark's right. HDR 10 is nice, and 10 is short for 1,000, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think the 10 is just short for 1,000. So, yeah. Well, you bought a 4K TV. I didn't see that for $199. That's cool. I mean, I understand that. I mean, you know, shit, I'd buy it for $199 myself. So, but so these people that are online screaming how bad CrackDown looks, it's because apparently it does not have a 4K. They don't have it in 4K yet. They don't have it scrubbed to 4K or boosted to 4K. So we have to wait and see what that's going to be. And then we can go ahead and make some videos on it. This is allegedly. This is why I didn't really say a ton about CrackDown 3. I mean, Bear Hugger, shout out to Bear Hugger 29. He said, yeah, it looked like CrackDown to him, but apparently it wasn't in 4K, blah, blah, blah. So now we're going to see it in 4K. So again, this is why I said to people before, the people that were complaining about CrackDown 3. There's several articles. There's one on aus.com, aus.com, said, should we be worried about CrackDown 3? And my thing is that didn't even look like that looked like an alpha that they showed. And so they'll get that game to where it needs to be. The game's not coming out for like 4.5 months. So everybody needs to calm down. And finally, Wolfenstein is going to have an enhanced mode on Xbox X. So they're going to have an enhanced mode, 4K HDR. Now, whether it's I don't know if it's 4K native. This is coming out of Windows Central, and it just broke 20 hours ago. So it's new. It's new. So, but Wolfenstein will be in 4K and HDR, which is fine for the Xbox X. I'm trying to end on some good news for the Xbox folks. So, because a lot of people ain't buying this Xbox X. So, but this is for people to know that if you buy one, Wolfenstein will be in 4K. I don't know if it's going to be native, checkerboarded, or dynamic, and I don't care. Because if you have a 4K TV, here's why I don't care. Because if your TV is 4K, it's going to upscale the game from no matter where it is anyway to 4K. Okay, that's what the TV does. So, and it is what it stretches it to it hits that pixel count. Now, it could cause some motion blur, but that's what the checkerboard is for. The checkerboard helps correct that motion blur and gets you to that frame buffer more times. So but we just have to wait and see. It will have HDR. So again, it is what it is. I'm trying to tell you guys right now, if a game is 1440p and it's 60 FPS and it's running in, high to ultra settings, it looks just as good as anything else. Okay, we got to really look into that. And I know what you're going to say. Well, Craig, there are no 1440p TVs, and you're 1,000% correct. You still need to you need to get a 14. This is the way, if I was getting an Xbox One X, let me tell you what I would do. I wouldn't even get a 4K TV, because the Xbox One X has that V-Sync and G-Sync, whatever it's called. You could get a 1440p monitor. Okay, you can get a 1440p monitor and then just get the Xbox X, and that would save you some money on the front end. You're still getting the games. You will still, and the people are like, well, I won't get the 4K textures and things like that. You will still see a difference in the gameplay. This is for people who are I'm saying this because I know some cats that are like, they don't know whether to get the 4K TV or to get the Xbox X. And I'm like, I would get the TV before I got the console, and that's what I think most people are going to do. But I said that earlier. So, let's see here. What's up, guys? Yeah. So you do know all games that are Xbox are also going to be pro and yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I'm just reporting that it's an official announcement for the Xbox X, and I'm trying to end it on some good news for the Xbox X. So you know, I'm trying to get people to understand they're going to have games out for it. It's what has happened is that they thought they were going to have a bunch of 4K native games, and it's like, okay, I would expect the first party games like a Forza and Gears and stuff like that. I expect those to be, because they're first party games. It's just that Microsoft don't have a lot of first party studios that are going to take advantage of it. And they thought third party developers are going to take advantage of the power. And some of them, and shout out to Jimmy B Gaming, because I asked him and he said anything that's enhanced means anything over 1080p. So Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the Xbox X is going to be enhanced. So, all right, what's the original? The original one was like 800p or something like that. So it's going to be over 1080p. Now, whether it's 1200p, 1440p, 1600p, 2160, 1800, whatever, that's what everybody's waiting to see. Now, I know what the build is, but because, like I said, I'm trying to develop this relationship with a couple people because I'm doing movie news too, and it is hard to get. There's so many Star Wars channels. I got to do something that can differentiate myself from them. So these cats told me when they were at Star Wars Celebration. Again, Star Wars Celebration was bid and gone, and that's when we first saw the game anyway. And they asked them down there, what are we watching this on? And then they said, oh, well, what's the build going to be? And they said they told them. So now maybe they shouldn't have told them, but they told them, and it's not like they told me. That's how I found out what the build was. But they also told me not to say anything. And because I didn't say anything, they called me last night and they told me, hey, we just saw Infinity War footage, and then I got to tell you. That's how it works. So, all right, nobody's being a Jack Reacher right now. So I actually told him, Andrew, what the difference in Jack Reacher was versus somebody who's just doing some idle speculating. We used to call it, old people like me, we call it thinking out loud. So you can speculate. We don't have to speculate that there's going to be a PS5 because Sony said there's going to be a PS5. Michael Patner has speculated that it's going to be more powerful than the Xbox X. That drove people to say things like it's going to do 4K native 240p and all that, whatever, and it's just like, man, look, 240 FPS. That's that is idle that is speculation, But what Jack Reacher will do is say it's going to definitely do that. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the reaching part. Oh, it's going to definitely do this, And then when it comes out and it's not, they're wrong. Like we said, they could put a cutlass sword up to their neck, ready to cut their carotid artery, and they're still going to just keep reaching. So it is what it is. So what me and Kratos did was we speculated about PS5 based on what Sony has done in the past with the technology jump. So what if everybody's using Jaguar right now? What's the next step from Jaguar? It's Ryzen. So we speculate it's going to have a Ryzen CPU. Now, it may not. It may have something that does the same thing as a Ryzen, but what do I think they're going to shoot for? That's speculation. I hope they go for 1080p 60 at ultra settings, 1440p 60 at mid to high settings, and 4K open frame. They don't have to be 4K 30 or 60, just 4K open frame, mid to high settings. I think that will dead everything that's going on, as far as the pixel counts and things like that. So that's just my opinion, though. So, and that's just me speculating. Okay, that's what I would like to see. I'm not going to sit up here and say it's definitely going to do that. I got stock in NVIDIA, and I know for sure they're going to have an NVIDIA car. That's what Jack Reacher does. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, but that's how that stuff works. When you try to develop relationships with people, they will tell you stuff to see if you're going to sit on it. You see what I'm saying? So they are going to, that's just the way, and then they will, and that's what they do. They're like, oh, here's what it's going to be. You need to sit on it. Now, they know if I do a video that says, well, the PlayStation Pro and the Xbox X are going to be this. They know that what they told me is now I'm blabbing about it. And guess what? Any other information they may have for me is going to be, I'm not going to have it. And that's going to make me less efficient in what I do when I sit down to talk to you guys that are subbed. That's unfair. You know, that is unfair to you guys. So, you know, so did I hear that Matt said this? No, I mean, that's okay. I mean, he's a consumer. He can trade in whatever he wants to. And that goes for me and you and everybody else. So, you know, like I said, my friend William is trading in his TV because it doesn't have HDR. So, he's disappointed in the Pro. Okay. I mean, I think, look, based on the stuff that guy's been saying, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, based on what I've seen on the Pro, from Tomb Raider to Mass Effect to Horizon Zero Dawn to the Infinity Warfare, if you like Call of Duty, those games so far that I have played on it, again, this is me, I have been stunned by those builds, okay, by the way they look and the sound and things like that. So, you know, yeah, God of War looked pretty good. God of War sounds like I got some liquor in that lemonade. No, not today. I did not drink anything this weekend. So I've slowed down on that. So yeah. But if you don't have HDR, then there's no reason to have these games. I'm serious. I mean, the HDR does make a big difference. It made a huge difference in Horizon Zero Dawn. So, but yeah, shout out to Matt. I mean, like I said, he's a consumer, and if he's disappointed, and I agree, if you have just a 1080p TV, there are some games where you get some down sampling and things like that. Even though they keep saying that the Pro can't do down sampling, it can do whatever those developers want it to do. It does it. They just may not take advantage of it. But we'll have to wait and see. Lemonade is boring without liquor. Well, it's Sunday and I got to work tomorrow. So now last Sunday when I podcasted, I did have some liquor in my lemonade, but I was off on Monday. So yeah, it's yeah, but Horizon, yeah, that's a game that I've said people before it's arguably the best game on the Pro, but fan game, that's a 1440p build with HDR and 1440 and it looks really good. And the game was actually good. It was just too damn short, so I didn't buy it. I rented it. You know, the red box that I rent some stuff from, flat out, they are like a real good red box because I always get the top games all the time. So yeah. But Mark's right. The HDR made that game really, really stand out, especially when when Aloy's wearing the different gear and you can delineate the color pattern. It did a lot of stuff, you know, but again, shout out to Matt. He's a consumer, and if he's disappointed as a consumer, you go ahead and take that shit out. So yeah, I always go, Yeah, I saw the same GT Sport running on a 900. Yeah, I saw that, Andrew. That's why I shout out to Dark Cloud. I tweeted him on that TV to tell me what the skinny was. So because that game looked phenomenal on that. I mean, it does look good on that Sony TV. So, so did Horizon. They had a whole Sony trailer on that. They showed Horizon. They showed Ni no Kuni 2, all that stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah. And I'm buying Gran Turismo. I haven't bought a Gran Turismo game in years. So this will be the first one I bought. I haven't bought a Gran Turismo game since I got rid of my PlayStation. Well, I guess I've been on Xbox. I still have an Xbox now, but I had been on Xbox since like 2000 and maybe 3. I think 2003 is when I got the OG Xbox. So yeah, I that's why cats crack me up. I know exactly what Microsoft is doing. So yeah, I didn't know they had dirt tracks in GT Sport, but that's one of the advantages of playing Gran Turismo is that you got a lot of those racing modes. So on dirt tracks. So yeah, that'd be fun. That's a good point, Guardia Legends. So we'll have to wait and see what they do, though. But also at Comic-Con, at D23, Marvel unveiled a VR Oculus game called Marvel Heroes United. And they're going to show more of it at Comic-Con. It's nice to see Oculus jumping back in. Also, AR, the Hollow Chess Star Wars app, it's an app. You just put it on your phone and it runs, and you can play space chess like they played in the Millennium Falcon. You're going to be able to play that in AR. They say it looks stunning. I mean, again, I got no beef with this. I mean, so this is good. If you're going to adopt this, and you'll get the hardcore Star Wars fan, they will buy that AR stuff. They'll just do it because they're Star Wars fans. So shout out to them. So I did not know they had drag racing in GT Sport. So that's cool too. Yeah, rally and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm buying that. The GT wheel. Yeah, shout out to J-Dub. You know he's gonna be getting that shit. You know he's getting it, boy. He is the man. So yeah, now see, I never got signed in on the beta. So I'm just gonna buy the game, Savage. So yeah, I'm just gonna flat buy that game. So that's what I'm all about, bro. But yeah, they But yeah, they dropped a whole lot of bombs at D23, and that's what I was saying that the movies, the games, and all that stuff, the comics, all that's going to come together especially because of Spider-Man. It's just I'm trying to get kind of right in the middle and bring some of them over to the podcast and things like that. So I'm looking for some cats that like comic books and Star Wars movies and bring them on. So yeah, all my mods are here. It's Sunday. They didn't go to church this morning, Halo Storm. So, but I'm going to flip my mods out just for people to know in August. I will be flipping my mods. So, you know, I'll be changing them out. I'll still keep most of the same ones, but I want everybody to have a chance to mod, that they can put it on their mod resume. So, oh, you bought a new Audi? Cool. Cool. Audi makes a nice car. I know that. I saw an Audi, looks like an Audi sports car. It did look pretty neat. So yeah. But yeah, good times. Comics and movies. Yeah, I'm going to do, like I said, my Porchlight podcast because I'm going to do one after Comic-Con. So I'll definitely be look for me to do that when I'll hit you up on Twitter. When I'm going to do that, and Comic-Con is Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I think I can't think of my work schedule, but I think I am off. I got to work tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. So so I will be able to keep up with a lot of Comic-Con and stuff like that, but I won't do a podcast on it until probably the 16th. So Xbox Defense Force. So, but that's cool. Yeah, I'll definitely invite you on. That's no problem with that. So yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about that driving wheel, and that's like the official driving wheel. So, which is great. So hard to go back to the controller. I understand that. So I like Xbox Defense Force. Have I ever been to San Diego? No, I have not. No, I mean Comic-Con, even the one here in Lexington, is is I don't like big crowds. So I usually go on Sundays. So now there's been a couple things I have done though. So I went to this big Walking Dead thing. So that's cool. Mayweather McGregor fight, I'm not going to watch it. That's an exhibition. So that's just an exhibition. So hopefully the people that buy the fight though, they enjoy it. I mean, I'm not going to watch it. So, but it'll be on YouTube probably like 3 days after the fight. Like I didn't watch Ronda Rousey get beat up by Holly Holm. So, but I knew Holly Holm would beat Ronda Rousey because Holly Holm knows how to box and Ronda Rousey can't fight. So, yeah, I think you got money now buying that car. Okay. So, yeah, that's a good car, man. Audi, where they know what they're doing. So, but that's about it. But San Diego Comic-Con, yeah, that's the and the people that have been there, that have been to the panels, they're gonna go there, and get in line like today. So but shout out to my boy Walt and a shout out to my boy Donald because they're out there. They went out there for the D23 thing, and now they're out there for Comic-Con. So shout out to both of them because that hashtag they got money. I mean to do that kind of shit. So. It is what it is. So, but I do want to go to a Comic-Con, a big one like that, because the thing in Lexington here is that we have a good sized Comic-Con. It's just that, and they had some big time stars here. I mean, they always try to get Stan Lee, but they never do get him. And Stan Lee's wife passed away a couple weeks ago, guys. So so this, thoughts and prayers to him. Because if it wasn't for him, we would not be enjoying the comic books, which are now led to these movies and things like that. So yeah. But any more questions or anything before I go ahead and yeah, because I'm at almost 1 hour, and I'm gonna get back on this Mass Effect. So all right, Savage, I'll holler at you. That's why you were up so early. So, and Savage is out there on the left coast. So shout out to you all on the left coast because this is just what 8:30 in the morning out there. You guys are up here, so shout out to all y'all. So Crackdown 3. I think once they show the 4K footage, Andrew, it'll do better. I mean, I think the problem that they have run into with that game is that the build that they showed was like an alpha build that we saw at E3, and Microsoft, I mean, again, they fucked that up. They shouldn't have done that. They should have just waited. I understand why they wanted to show it, but they probably should have waited to Gamescom. And apparently at Gamescom, they're going to show you the true build of Crackdown. So, oh my God, I got no comment on that. Other McGregor, I can comment on. The other thing, no comment. Rule number 1 of podcasting: do not comment on other people's podcasts. So not unless you actually know them. So, like I said, Matt's, I've actually done some podcasts with him. I think he subbed to my channel, and I'm subbed to his channel. So I got no issue with that. But yeah. You're going to crossplay it as Blade from Marvel or Birdie from Side. Oh, okay. Well, there's not, I don't know. Well, at least the ones here in Lexington, there wasn't a whole lot of crossplay. Or cosplay, I'm sorry. There will be next year when those Black Panther outfits come out. Boy, oh boy, when those outfits come out, I'm going to literally try to get me one, because once those outfits come out and they're finished, they just sat there on the lots. They just put them up. So, I mean, it's cool to try to know people in costume and to try to get some of that shit. So May's looking old in the gym. Well, I mean, Mayweather's what, 40 years old? So, I mean, 40, 42. And you got to understand, I'm definitely not going to watch that. So, Destiny 2 beta, you're going to play? No, you have to pre-order it, and I'm not going to pre-order it. So, I pre-ordered the last time when you got to play the alpha and then that gave you the key to play the beta as well. So had they done that again, maybe. So, but just to go ahead and play the alpha, you have to reserve it, I think, to get the code to play the alpha, and I'm not gonna do that. So, but I may buy Destiny 2. So, I don't know. There's so much coming out. So, free for everyone on the 21st. Oh, then that's Friday. Well, I may do that Friday night then. So I may do that Friday night. Yeah. If it's going to be a free beta, like a free weekend, Andrew, because I know they've done that before, but I'll do it if it's free, but I'm not going to pre-order it just to play early. But I get why people do that. I used to be that guy. Game would be coming out. I would go to GameStop. They'd give me that printout, that showed you when the game was coming out. I would go ahead and put my 5 on it, but I don't do that anymore. If I walk in and I have the money to get the game, I'll buy the game. If I don't, I won't. So you can't get into a Black Panther costume. Most of us can't. Chadwick's in pretty damn good shape. So don't feel bad. Oh, okay. That's cool. Well, yeah, if they're going to do a free beta, then I'll do that on Friday. So if anybody wants to play that, so that's cool. So, but I'll have to wait and see. Also on the 21st is the premiere of Last Chance U Season 2 on Netflix. And I don't know if you all seen that, but that is crazy. That is crazy. I endorse everybody to go watch Last Chance U. It's only 8 episodes, so it's crazy. Or maybe it's only 6 episodes. But I watched that last Sunday, and that shit is off the chain. So yeah, I know it's crazy. But that was about it, guys. That was it. So we're getting a Wolfenstein 4K build in HDR for the Xbox X, which is good. CrackDown, they will have a 4K mode as well. So, shout out to, everybody's got to understand Microsoft doesn't care if it's dynamic, if it's checkerboarded or native. They just call it 4K. So, and yeah, they got wrapped on the knuckles for that because when Sony did that, they were calling it fake 4K. So it is what it is. Will there be a pro price cut? I do not know. Michael Packner seems to think they might do a pro price cut. And the D23 wrap up, my God, we saw some Spider-Man footage, Star Wars Battlefront 2 footage. Shout out to everybody at Star Wars Theory. You all should go check that channel out. They've got some actual gameplay footage of it if you all hadn't seen it before. Kingdom Hearts 3 stole the show. Come on. It had the Toy Story characters. It looked like a goddamn Pixar movie. It looked phenomenal. It's going to sell a ton. The people in that audience were going crazy. People were crying on the reaction videos online. So that game is going to sell like hotcakes. So all in all, a really good D23. We're getting an Incredibles 2, a Toy Story 4, something from Monsters, Inc. The people that did Monsters, Inc., that studio is part of Pixar. They're doing another movie. So Mary Poppins movie. And they're opening Star Wars Land. It's going to look like Coruscant and Mos Eisley from Star. So they shout out to everybody there. Like I said, I need to go out to California and get a job at Disney. I don't care if it's flushing the toilet. So, but that was about it, guys. Fox did contact me yesterday, and so hopefully if he does a couch podcast, I'll be able to get on that. If not, people hit me up on Twitter, and I will go ahead and purchase Elite Dangerous, and maybe we can get down on that. So, but that is it, guys. If there's no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream and pretty much get ready to the Star Wars Battlefront bundle. Yeah, we have to wait and see if that gets announced. I'm not allowed. I can't say anything. Is anybody going to get the white Xbox or white PlayStation? So I'm asking. Is anybody going to get the white PlayStation Pro or whichever one? I'm sure. I think there's a group of white X PlayStations out now. So when do we do some Elite? I have to go buy Elite. So once a few more people want to jump on, I'm definitely going to get it. So yeah, I should have got it yesterday, but I got busy doing some other stuff. So girl came over, we went over to the pool, you know. So you know how that is. You know, my girlfriend looks good in her bikini, you know. So that's all I can tell you. She does look good in that little two-piece bikini. So, and then I streamed when I came back in the house. I ended up streaming some Mass Effect for like an hour. So, and I finally got that headset set up. So shout out to Mark Camacho again. Appreciate that, bro. So I'm buying a white. Okay, so one person's buying one. Airhawk's buying one. So that's cool. And that is the Destiny bundle, right? I think that is the Destiny bundle. So that, yeah, I'm literally considering if I trade in my Pro now, I would get that white one because that does match the Xbox. So it is what it is. How's it sound? Well, yeah, now that I learned how to do it, oh, I was struggling on it. I put it on. It lets you download it lets you download different sound patterns. And I just put mine on the action because I'm playing Mass Effect. And yeah, it sounded stunning. It sounded stunning, especially when you're in space. So, but you can put it on like a combat mode and it will go ahead and change the way that sounds and fighting mode and stuff like that. So yeah, it was fun. I do like it. And it's 7.1 sound and, you know, it's cool. I like that thing. So I didn't know I had to do the app with it and all that stuff. I was struggling. I just thought, well, how come it's not working? So, but yeah, I enjoyed it. It was cool. So, yeah, appreciate it. But that was about it, guys. I'm going to get on out of here. Like I said, D23, they knocked it out of the park. Yes, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Star Wars Battlefront and Spider-Man, all that was seen running on the PlayStation. They did not have an Xbox in the building. I can tell you all that. Also, the Infinity War footage. That's cool. It's not a big deal. I figured it out, Mark. Thanks. Infinity War footage is out, but it was not recorded, so they'll probably show us. I mean, you just have to wait a week for it because Comic-Con is coming out. It'll be leaked at Comic-Con. Trust me on that, because they want that footage to go up against the Justice League footage. And going into Comic-Con, you see what Marvel did. Nobody this week is talking about Justice League, or nobody today. If you go to all the comic book sites and all the people that do comics and things like that, they're not talking about DC. They're talking about they're not talking about DC and Justice League and none of that and Wonder Woman. They're talking about the Infinity War trailer. So that's the way Marvel dominates. They're dominating DC without dominating. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about what Marvel's doing now. They're not talking about DC. And DC's got Justice. Their big team-up movie is coming up in a few months. Nobody's talking about it. So that's the way Marvel rolls. So, but that is it, guys. I'm going to get on out of here and jump back on Mass Effect. And I'll go ahead and I'll run up to the store and see if they got Elite Dangerous up there. Okay, there, Tal. And if so, I'll load it up and play on it. So, but I'm gonna jump back on. I'm gonna get back into my game mode right now while she is still sleeping. So, but I'll holler at you guys later on. I appreciate you guys coming on and asking questions and subbing. Guys, if you go out at night, wear white so you don't get hit by a car. Somebody actually asked me, how come you got to wear white at night? So you don't get hit by a car. But take it easy, guys. Craig Harris. Peace out. D23 knocked it out, guys. They knocked it out of D23. So check that out. Check it out, guys. All right, guys. Take it easy.